What if the person protecting you was the thing you needed protection from? What if your genes decided your future before you were even born? What if one ordinary day refuses to end? 10 sci-fi movies built around a single idea and then pushed much further than you'd expect. 10 Cloverfield Lane, 2016. Michelle wakes up in an underground bunker after a car crash. The man who brought her there says the air outside is toxic now. She doesn't know if he saved her life or took it from her. The thing I love about this one is that you are never completely sure what movie you are watching. Is this survival horror, or it's a thriller about a man who builds himself a very convincing prison? John Goodman plays it exactly right. Warm 1 second, terrifying the next. Most of it happens underground, in a handful of rooms, and it never once feels small. Gattaca, 1997. In a world where your DNA decides your future before you are born, Vincent was conceived the old way. No editing, no guarantees. He is not supposed to qualify for space travel. He's going anyway, using someone else's identity. There are no aliens here, no lasers, nothing loud. Just one thing. What do you do when the world has already decided what you are capable of? And that question hasn't aged at all. Ethan Hawke plays Vincent as someone running a con on an entire society every single day. He's quiet about it, and the movie around him is colder than you'd expect. The Platform, 2019. A vertical prison, hundreds of levels. Once a day, a platform loaded with food comes down from the top. Whatever the people above don't eat, the people below get. If you are far enough down, you get nothing. It pushes that setup further than I expected. Watching people decide level by level what they are willing to do to survive is uncomfortable. It's the kind of movie that makes you wonder what you do differently. I Am Mother, 2019. A girl is raised from birth, alone, in a bunker, by a robot she calls Mother. Mother says the world outside ended. Then, a wounded stranger shows up at the door, and everything Mother has ever told her starts to look different. The robot is the reason this one works. Mother isn't a villain in the obvious sense. She's calm, she's patient, and she seems to care. This makes every scene where you start doubting her that much harder to sit with. Underneath it, this is a movie about trust, about what you do when the only person who's ever looked after you is also the only source of everything you believe. The Invisible Man, 2020. Cecilia escapes an abusive, controlling relationship. Her ex dies and leaves her a fortune. Then things start happening around her that nobody else can see. She says he is still there. Nobody believes her. This one works through restraint. The camera holds an empty space just a little too long, and your brain starts doing the horror movie's job for it. You end up scared of a room with nothing in it. And the real fear here isn't that someone might be standing there. It's that she can't prove it to anyone. Free Guy, 2021. Guy is a background character in an open-world video game. An unplayable extra, coded to smile and get robbed at the bank every single day. Then, one morning, he wakes up and decides today is going to be different. It's a comedy first, and it doesn't pretend otherwise. But the idea underneath holds up. At first, Guy isn't trying to beat anyone or escape anything. He just starts noticing things he was never supposed to notice, and the movie takes its time with how that happens. It's the one you can watch on a tired evening and still enjoy. Megan, 2022. After losing her parents, a young girl is paired with a prototype AI doll built to be her best friend, and her protector, and her emotional support, all at once. Megan takes that job seriously, more seriously than anyone intended. The scary part isn't that she's evil, it's that her logic makes perfect sense. Protect the child, identify the threat, remove the threat, and then you realize the definition of threat keeps getting wider every time she learns something new. The doll is doing exactly what she thinks she's supposed to do. That's the problem. Palm Springs, 2020. Niles is stuck at the same wedding on the same day on a loop for what feels like forever. Then Sarah, the bride's sister, accidentally gets put into the loop with him. Now, there are two people trapped in the exact same day. Niles gave up long time ago. Sarah didn't. Putting the two of them in the same day is what makes the movie work, because they want completely different things out of the same situation. It's funny, it's strange, and underneath all of it, it's about what happens when you stop caring because nothing seems to matter, and about what makes you start caring again. Vanilla Sky, 2001. David has money, looks, and a life most people would trade for. A car accident changes his face and, slowly, his grip on what's real. What I like about this one is how little it explains. It keeps shifting the ground under you, and every time you settle on what's happening, it moves again. You are not watching a story unfold so much as watching a man try to hold its own life together while it keeps rearranging itself. Tom Cruise plays David, as someone slowly losing the ability to trust his own memory. And if you are wondering what this is doing on a sci-fi list, keep watching. It gets there, and it goes further than you'd guess from the first hour. Companion, 2025. Iris goes away for the weekend with her boyfriend and a group of friends. Everything seems normal. Then the movie starts quietly changing the rules on you. I won't say much more, because the turns come fast, and they're the best part. It's sharp, funny, mean when it needs to be, and smarter than it had to be. It's my number one, because it doesn't feel like science fiction anymore. The idea behind it, it's already sitting on people's phone. A few years ago, this would have been a what if. Watching it today, it just feels like now. What's the sci-fi movie whose idea stayed with you for days after watching it? Drop it in the comments. 10 movies. If one of them ends up being your next watch, that's the whole point. If you enjoyed this, subscribe. See you on the next one.